Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to episode 6 of Intechlectual. This is now 2022, new year, new tech. I'm Louis, and I'm joined with my co-host,
Emmanuel. Happy New Year, everyone. It's good to be back.
Yeah, hope you had a good holidays or not holidays or time off or whatever, depending on what you do and you don't celebrate, I guess.
And a good January too.
Yeah, January's
So
almost
now
over.
it should drop. Yeah, we should be by Feb. Or actually, no.
This will drop on the 31st, so...
It's still Jan. Well, we hope you've had a good January anyway, and we hope you're ready for February. Or February, as some people say. That I've learned recently.
Yeah.
February.
All right, let's get started. So today we want to start off with a little bit different. It's kind of like a precursor to the start of the year. We'll probably refer back to this in episodes down the line as well. We want to cover a bit of a summary of 2021 for each of us, and then 2022, what we're looking forward to, and then again on the opposite, like what we're not looking forward to in 2022. So Manny, kick us off. Give us a bit of a summary of your 2021.
2021. Ooh, what did I do? What happened? We started this podcast. That's one thing. So that was actually, this is a long time coming, I guess. I think me and you could have started this like a good 5, maybe even 6 years ago.
Yo, we could have started this in A level, bro. That was the time.
Yeah. That's 7 years ago.
Shh! Don't tell everyone that.
Nah.
They probably think we're like hipsters or something.
That's 8 years ago because 2015 was 7. It's 2013 is when we started, really, if you think about it.
I don't know. It's too much for my brain right now.
Yes, almost been a decade, Louis.
Everyone wants to hear your summary, bro. They don't want to know. We don't want to reflect on how old we are.
Existential crisis.
Yeah, exactly.
Of how long time has been. Let me have this. Anyway,
no, we can't break down mid-episode. We have to do that afterwards. You can do a quick bits afterwards. Manny's breakdown.
Crying. We edit it out.
No, this is staying in. Staying in. Give us a summary, Manny.
So yeah, the podcast, we started it this year. Last year. And yeah, it's good stuff. I'm glad we did, and I'm glad we're here, and I'm glad we're back. So that's one of the highlights as far as tech is related. This isn't obviously like about our lives. This is tech related. So like, don't think our lives just revolve around tech. But we're keeping this
mine
tech.
does. But sure.
I mean, yeah, they do. Most of this stuff is literally our lives anyway. But you know what I mean. We're not going to talk about like if you got a dog or something, unless your dog's electronic. Then you know. Why are you laughing? Didn't we have like last week? The last time.
This has to stay in. This has to stay in.
You can get fake dogs.
I just carry over your summary.
AI dogs.
They want to hear us. They don't want to hear us like pissing our pants.
I went from a QA. I was a QA tester. Well, it was a QA kind of role to a testing role, a functional testing role, and then into a software test engineer. So I got a new job last year to do with tech, and then in that job I got a new role within that new job. So it's more tech stuff, and so I'm doing more of what I wanted to do. And also more qualifications coming down the line. That's really interesting. So a lot of tech within jobs. Purchases. What did I buy? I managed to get my hands on a PS5. Unlike some people, I'm sorry. I am one of those. And I will continue to brag about it. Because, I mean, to be fair, you're not missing out on much as of yet. But in this year, I will talk about it later as well, coming up, there will be a lot of new things that will actually make more sense to get a new console. But as of now, it's just like a bragging rights. But yeah, apart from that, also got a PC for the first time ever. So, everyone's been like, oh, PC Master Race, you have to get a PC, whatever. Yeah. I got it not because of gaming, though, just to, for other things. It was just time to get something that can house and hold and manage everything that I want to do as far as my personal life and also entertainment as well, like watching, gaming, editing videos and images and stuff like that, listening to music, just generally. I needed something that was not mobile. So that's kind of my summary of 2021 as far as tech is related. So how about you, Louis? What's your little summary?
You already covered Intechlectual. Was born. We're live and direct. Talking to you now. 6 episode deep. This is now a thing. Stay in for the long road.
Technically 7 episodes, but yes.
Oh yeah, episode 0. Whoops.
Episode 0, yeah. Gonna add 1.
See, guys, this is what happens when you take a little bit of a break. You start to forget things. Anyway, so Intechlectual, of course, with one of my main men, Manny that you are hearing at the same
Hey.
time. I've gone through 2 jobs. I left one, got another one, enjoyed it for a while, then it switched, so I got another one, and absolutely loving this new one. And also with that comes different tech and stacks and the way things are approached, different strategies and all sorts of other stuff. That's been good fun. I'm really enjoying the new one I'm at the moment. I've brought a lot of stuff and experimented with it all. Not in like a bragging way, but like I was just like, screw it, why not? I got the Pixel 6 Pro. We can probably do a whole episode on that. I think it's great.
We will.
Yeah,
We will.
Definitely not salty. Like I won't get into it, but yeah, the Pixel 6 Pro brought a Stream Deck, which I don't stream, but it's great for productivity. We'll probably do an episode on like productivity as well, like how tech can help us with that. That'd be awesome. We should write that down. And long time coming like PC upgrades. I was an Intel fanboy for a while, for like 3 years, and then it was just not cutting the mustard. So I've gone AMD 16 threads. Whoop, whoop. Now an AMD fanboy.
Okay.
But anyway,
Okay.
got all that processing power. It's mad. Like you notice a lot in your productivity that you have more than 4 tabs open. Your PC's not trying to chug. It's great. Yeah, that's kind of a summary for 2021 for me. Moving into 2022, a little bit of a segue. What am I looking forward to? Intechlectual's growth. You guys following us for the long haul, and joining us on the journey for it. A little shameless plug here. Twitter, if you want to hit us up, it's at Intech_lectual. And Insta is at Intechlectual, all one word. It's only Twitter that we're doing as well. Some dudes managed to get Intechlectual. Might have to talk to him about that, but yeah.
No, we're not talking baseball bats.
What?
Virtual baseball bats. It's not real.
What?
Still pseudo, probably. I don't know.
That bit might get redacted. Also, science and medical advances using tech. I think there's going to be a lot that's coming out of this year, especially during, like, as people are starting to slightly come out of the pandemic, like ways of working and stuff. I won't hijack Manny's point. Advances in the internet communications, like we've seen a lot happen during the pandemic, but like what's 2022 as there's a little bit more coming back from that. And also one other thing that I'm looking forward to is like my own software and tech, which may potentially make me millions. I'd like it to make me a millionaire, but it's not going to happen. But the idea is you still aim for the stars anyway. You keep going. Every time you fall down, you get back up. What about you,
Exactly.
Manny? What are you looking forward to in 2022?
I'm looking in a forward direction
Oh,
to Microsoft. I don't know if you've been paying attention, but maybe we've made you aware because, we do a podcast every now and then that talks about Microsoft's acquisitions. But they bought Discord back last year at some point, and that might be very useful going forward. And then recently, they just bought Activision Blizzard. So as far as gaming is concerned, they're kind of like, I don't know what the word is, but I'd like to be able to use Discord on gaming platforms. So if they can integrate that somehow, that'd be pretty cool. But although the way it works now is pretty fun anyway, but if it makes it easier to talk to people cross-platform, I'm all for it. And also, if Activision, their games become better, then that's also good. I do play... Wait, is COD is Activision, right?
I always forget about that one. The franchises keep changing, but I think latest is Activision.
That's the only game I think I play that's Activision. So if COD gets better, then so be it. Actually, no, because it is.
We won't get into the Call of Duty franchise. We can do a whole episode on that.
Yeah, we can.
Yeah.
But especially with Warzone 2 coming out next year, I think it is, for the PS, the next gens. It will be PC and next gen only exclusives from what I've seen so far. So if they have a hand in that, then then that's good. I don't know if they've helped make it happen quicker or just funded it to be more resourceful because maybe Activision by themselves couldn't quite handle that, plus all their other projects going forward. So if Microsoft, one of the biggest companies in the world, can help a gaming company do more with their gaming, then that's fantastic. What else? Working from home, not for me or personally, but just in general. I'd like to see how the next year and the next years to come climatize or shift towards remote working and remote opportunities, especially since a lot of companies came into fruition or into existence in the pandemic. So they have no offices. Some companies were just created because it was like, hey, there's this working practice that you can just start a company with everybody working remotely, and then you would never need a physical like presence. So let's start that, and then they started it. And they're not going to just, when everything's back to normal, they're not going to just, go back or not exist anymore. They'll probably be like, no, this works. This worked. We'll continue with this. So I'd like to see which companies keep doing that, which companies incorporate more working from home if it works for them. Because again, speaking from my own experience, not everything can be done from home. So some companies will have the luxury of evacuating, for lack of a better term, from offices. And some won't. Some would have to go back in. If you're a scientist or, work with hardware specifically that's required in an environment that helps with the work itself, then you can't get everything at home. So you have to go into the office. But if you are some sort of like, I don't know, admin or typewriter or...
Typewriter.
That's a job, Lee. Why are you laughing?
I know, but just the way you said it was like typewriter. Like, just imagine someone
yeah.
just smacking keys. But yeah, it is a job. True.
No, yeah.
Yeah, I'm not hating on the job. I just the first picture I come into my head was just a dude just like smashing keys like an animal. Like,
you and your mechanical keyboard, mate.
Yeah.
But anyway, it's like, you have to, as a company, you have to know what's best for you. And I just like to see who does what with what and where. And what else? Regulations for cryptocurrencies. Now, new tech, this is probably another episode, to be fair, but I just want to see regulations and rules and, lawmakers, how they navigate through the new cryptocurrency market, not just the market itself, just in general going forward, and also the metaverse, because I've seen a lot of things about purchasing and real estate, and I'm just like, wait, there should be laws about this. But you know how tech works is the tech comes out first and then everyone panics and then people start making rules afterwards. So we're in that little spot where it's still emerging, it's still happening, but slowly you're starting to see more talks happening with Congress members and regulations and regulatory makers, I guess you'd call them. And they're discussing like, hey, should this be okay? What should happen with this? If someone does illegal things here, where does this go? If this is decentralized, then who do we blame? Because you can't blame Satoshi. He doesn't really exist. So it's like, how do you find or trace people within a blockchain, that kind of thing? You can, it's been done. So like, but it's just good to see how that will affect people moving forward, because things that are happening now, especially with like NFTs, I don't think they'll be the same in a year or two time. So we shall see. And the last point is the metaverse sports. Now, I'm a big sports fan, and I've seen some things about the Oculus and being able to view live basketball games. It looks incredible. I'm not gonna lie to you. So I'm trying to get in on that, and I will, and I'll let you know how it is. But as far as football is concerned, NFL, that kind of all the sports that I like, tennis as well, I watch them anyway on TV. So why not watch them in a little Oculus, with 1,000 other people with me in like one seat instead of like 100 people in the actual place, and get a better view. And yeah, I'd like to see where that goes. But so far, it started pretty good. I know the NBA has an actual partnership with Oculus or Facebook, I'm guessing, or sorry, Meta. So yeah, I'm excited to see where that goes as far as entertainment is concerned. Also cinema, so it looks pretty good on there. But also, while I'm there, Apple will be in the VR game. They said something recently that they're coming. They haven't told us what they're going to do, but all they said was, we're not doing what Metaverse is doing with Facebook. And they don't agree with what Facebook is doing, actually. So I'm excited to see what Apple will do with VR or virtual reality. Or maybe even AR, because, they might go down that route. So, yeah, that's what I'm excited to see. But, Louis, what are you not looking forward to?
Kind of ironic. It's kind of the opposite of what you've just said. NFTs and Metaverse, I mean, it's not that I don't look forward to the actual thing itself, like the actual concept of NFTs and the actual concept of Metaverse. Like, the concept, I think, is a good idea. I don't like the fact that there's a lot of things in it, which means a lot has to be done to counteract those bad things. Like, there's a couple of like points that we come to later on in the episode, I think, which shouldn't happen full stop from the beginning. If you can build something from the ground up, you need to make sure these are baked in at the beginning. But as with a lot of things, it will be pushed to the last minute, and you know how Facebook is with privacy and abiding to laws and whatnot. We won't get into that. Sweet baby Rays, but that's kind of the thing that I'm at. And then the other thing is Amazon and Bezos. Nah, I don't look forward to what Amazon's going to do next. Don't like Bezos. He's a douche. But on the flip side, I really like AWS. So it's not like I'm just a full hater of Amazon. I just don't like 90% of what they do. AWS, pretty awesome. Got no issue with that. No beef there. Vegetarian or otherwise, no beef. What about you, Manny? What you don't look forward to?
My only beef,
vegetarian as well,
that I have is it's just technologies, the new ones, especially like we were talking about. How I don't know. This is more of a psychological hope than actual practice thing. If something's new, I'd like to see new ways of using it, or new ways of incorporating it to real life. I don't like when things are new, but then we use them how we use everything else. So for like NFTs, for example, I was hoping for it to be more artsy and more artist centric and artist controlled. I didn't expect them to be used the same way or in a very, very similar way to just any stock on a stock market. But now it's just in a what's C, what's it called? C something?
Open Seas. That's just
Open
a provider,
Sea.
yeah.
So what's that called? Like the platform?
It's just a provider. I don't know what the specific term is, but they are.
But those platforms. I wanted them to be more, not like, I don't know, collective. Whereas like you can put something there at a price. Someone buys it, they buy it, they own it. Just like how art works in a way. I wanted it to be more. I don't know. Maybe it's my fault for hoping for something so specific and so real world in a more technical and online world where I don't know how you'd even mint things in 2 seconds and then expect them to be treated the same way as you do art in a gallery. But my head just went there because that's not even my fault actually, because the push is always, oh, this is going to be great for artists, or this is going to be great for the art world. But then you don't treat it like art, you treat it like a stock. So it's like, how am I supposed to care? But that's my only, I hope there's going to be more ways. I have seen some things already that, there is a art centric means and push, but the majority of it is just kind of the same. It's just like, okay, cool, you want to just make money, that's fine. But yeah, but that's our little summaries of what we've seen done in 2021 and what we're looking forward to in 2022. And speaking of 2022, we're here now, Louis.
Yep.
What's IBM been up to?
Well, so in the I don't know what the word is for this, but in the chip, and when I say chip, I don't mean like tortilla chip. I mean smartphones, the things that run your device. There is a new design as to how to stack the transistors vertically on the chip rather than like on the surface of the semiconductor. Which the new design, which is called the vertical transport field effect transistors, VTFET for short, design which is meant to succeed the current FinFET densely packed transistors, which is the ones, like I said, they're horizontal and packed tightly, which from some of the people that's been involved in this, like IBM and Samsung, they're saying this can lead to a week-long battery life, like as one of the use cases, which at the same time, from testing and what they predict, it could lead up to 2 times improvement in performance, which is kind of mad, as well as to achieve that week-long battery life, like up to like an 85% less energy usage. So like imagine charging your phone once, you get the same use out of it, and it can last a whole week because of just the underlying architecture of the infrastructure that is running that device. Like, that's kind of mad if you ask me.
That would be mad. But I need to ask you something.
Yes, go.
If you're flipping the architecture from flat to vertical
Yes.
in mobile phones,
Yeah.
would that not require more space?
No, so we're still talking on like nanometer scales.
Gotcha. Okay.
So
Yeah.
like like a CPU in your PC, you know how it's only like what 4, 5, no, probably like what 15 mil thick, 20 mil thick. I don't know really. You're talking about like that sort of depth still, but they're just vertical instead of horizontal. So like I don't think you could see it. Maybe you could see the wafer thin pieces, but we're not talking like, oh, your phone's now going to be the size of a brick.
Yeah.
I mean, they are like the size of a brick, but not depth wise. They're more.
Speaking of, have you ever like? This is such a segue.
Go on.
But girls with like big phones,
Right. Where are you going with this?
or men with small hands
Right.
that have big phones, I just don't.
What? Because it looks massive.
No, it is massive. It doesn't look. You need 2 hands to make a call. Or
Yeah, but
just don't get it.
it's the same thing as someone else. Like it's the same thing as like me. Like it's the same phone. If I put it in my hand, it still wouldn't be like. Sorry, no. Say that again. No, it's the same phone. If I put it in my hand, it wouldn't look big. Maybe because my hands are bigger, so it looks small. But the phone's the same size, so relatively, it's just because their hands are smaller.
You have so you have hands that can cater towards a bigger phone.
Yeah, so it looks small in their hands, but it's the same size phone. The phone doesn't change the size because it's in their small hands.
I know, but your hands are adequate. Theirs aren't. So
these are some
question,
shots.
They're not shots. It's just literally like physical. You can't change. I'm sorry, it's how you were born and how you've evolved. Your hands aren't built for a 7-inch screen. Like you shouldn't have to use 2 hands to flip apps, bro. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, no, I agree. That's
I'm in the same boat. My point is, I just don't get it. I don't know. I'm an advocate for smaller phones. I was actually upset when I found out my Pixel 5 was 6 inches, but it's whatever. And that's obviously another reason why I've been neglecting the Actually, no, it's 5.9. That's another reason I've been neglecting the 6. It's because they're 6.1, right?
Right. Let's not talk about inches.
We're talking about inches, but in terms of mobile phones and hands, and so it's not weird. But yeah.
Now you said it's not weird.
The chips won't. But the VTFET.
Yeah.
Horizontal changes will not affect the sizes of
No, you mean
phones.
Vertical? It's now vertical.
Yes. Vertical. From horizontal, we're going vertical.
Yeah.
It won't affect the sizes of the phones because we're talking about very small chips, and it could lead to improved performances. So that's fantastic.
Yeah, which
so yeah,
it's in the chip game. It's not as often that you get. I don't want to say breakthroughs, but like major change. Like a lot of the time, it's like, oh look, we managed to get another layer, so you now get like 2 more megabytes of cache on your L3, for example, and you're like, oh, that's actually kind of good. But then you might not see anything. I won't get into that. We can do a whole.
Okay.
It's CPU architecture. I think I've got a book somewhere that's got like 400 pages dedicated to like just CPU architecture. Anyway, it's not often that you get a lot of change in the chip world. It's more like, hey, look, we managed to squeeze this out, but like big, turning the whole thing on top of its head sort of thing. It's kind of mad, kind of game changing. But you wanna lead us into the next segue, mate?
So yeah, speaking of changing games, we're switching hands because hand sizes.
Oh,
this is a great segue.
Yeah.
Speaking of hand sizes and changing up hands, Nvidia are thinking about abandoning their takeover of ARM. Now, Nvidia, we all know, is a massive chip maker that churns out GPUs and started the process of regular approval to acquire ARM for $40 billion.
Yeah,
and
$40 billion
is a key player in the UK's tech industry with energy efficient chips, architectures, etc., which use up to like 95% of the world's smartphones chips. They're designed in China, making money from royalties paid by manufacturers. That's a good thing. And ARM is such a big company, the regulators have to get involved to determine if it gives them unfair advantages, etc., and to make sure it's all above board. Because if it's in the world of tech, if you're getting actually, we've seen a lot of this where like unfair advantages have been made during acquisitions. Wasn't Facebook had been denied a few, I think, and there was another one that was big. Well, I'm liking this again. Back to my regulations that I talked about earlier. I like the fact that we get to a point where you're just not allowed to do things just because you can, especially when it comes to absorbing other companies and becoming more of a monopoly. So this is kind of what I was talking about before, but now I want it to be applied to cryptocurrencies, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Is if you're trying to buy another company that's as big as you are, that controls a lot of the world's chip making, regulators can just say, no, you can't do that. But anyway, because of all this news coverage, ARM is like, how about we just go public instead of, because they are currently a private traded company, but because of everything's happening, they're like, you know what, we can just do it ourselves.
Yeah, completely. I mean, like, Nvidia is big and it has a good portion to play, and it's not so much because of that. It's if you now own the company that creates the designs and is the one that says, hey, look, this is how everything works, this is all the royalties, they could then favor themselves. So obviously you wouldn't be paying yourself your own royalties, which then means, hey, look, they can make a lot more out of this. And the competitiveness of it, I mean, I'm not part of the regulations, I'm not a regulator, so I don't know, but it just seems like it would have been way too unfair, which they technically haven't said that it can't go ahead, but I think Nvidia pulling out, maybe the regulators said to him, hey, look, pull out now and do yourself a lot less damage than us telling you you can't do this. I don't know. Guess we'll find out, right?
Yeah. Plus, 95% of smartphones using your chips go into a company that now manufactures one of the largest manufacturers of GPUs. That's insane. That's pretty much the whole market cap.
But ARM doesn't make the chips. Hang on. ARM doesn't make the chips. They create the designs and they work out how the chip should be, and then people buy the royalties to use it. So for every chip that's made, so say like every chip that Intel makes, for example, say the chip costs them $20 to make, they'll pay like $5 worth of royalties to ARM.
So does Nvidia use ARM?
All the chip, if they create those specific types of chips, yes, they would have to pay royalties to use that pattern, that design, that way the architecture should be.
So then Nvidia would have been the ones controlling that as well.
Yes.
As selling.
Yes. But that's not every single chip in the whole world. It's just like smartphones, the majority of them use ARM chips.
Yeah, but chips in the world where smartphones like not reign supreme, but everyone has at least 2 phones on average, I think it is. Maybe even, is it 5?
What, in a lifetime or at once?
No, like there's like 15 billion phones or something, right?
We won't even get to that. That's ridiculous.
I think it's double the amount of people there are on here, so on the Earth, that is.
Yeah, I guess so.
If one company gets to control the architecture of the smartphone chip usage and then also sell you GPUs, that's unfair.
Yeah.
But speaking of fair and treating people well,
I'll lead them in. Big roll, drum roll, please. The big G, Google, Googly, however you want to pronounce it.
As a general.
Okay. Google has turned over and finally, I don't want to say finally, but they've listened to the people and they're going to let legacy users migrate to free Google accounts. So a bit of context. The big G themselves, they announced it's going to kill, or is killing off, the free Google Workspace accounts that was running the legacy edition of G Suite, which, if you don't know what G Suite is, for those, it's like the Google applications that you can use, so like Sheets, Docs, I don't know what the other ones are called, but they're the
like
two.
Calendar, Gmail.
Yeah,
Chrome
all of that.
Is part of it as well.
No,
Hangouts.
Chrome isn't part of it. I think Chromebook is. I don't know, whatever it is. But anyway, there's G Suite of applications, and there's a whole bunch that we don't know because you don't pay for the subscription to get it, whatever. That is now a subscription model and has changed quite a lot since the Legacy Edition. And when I said Legacy Edition, I'm talking back going back to 2006 when Gmail was launched, which is mad, right? 2006 was when Gmail was launched. 16 years ago. Woo. Anyway, July the 1st, 2022 is when those legacy accounts go bye-bye. Which this whole thing is like a concept of things evolving in the tech industry, where it's not that I feel bad for companies, but it's a classic example of you can't keep everyone happy. You can't. It's not that you shouldn't try to keep everyone happy, because you should, because then you come like a company of Amazon, like Amazon, where people just hate you for no reason. But you should try your best to accommodate for everyone, but you have to be wary that there is going to be a lot of people that you can't accommodate for, and you will get backlash, and there will be a lot of things that people don't like, people come against you for, boycotts and all sorts of stuff like that, for example. Which was the way that this was going, but because of the backlash that a lot of those legacy users was not happy, that's when the big G and they said this, and I can quote this because this is exactly what they said. In the coming months, we'll provide an option for you to move your non-Google workspace paid content and most of your data to a non-cost option. This option won't include premium features like custom email and multi-account management. You'll be able to evaluate this option prior to July the 1st, 2022 and prior to the account suspension. And then there's an article that they wrote and they said they'll keep updating that with details to come in the coming months. But yeah, what's your thoughts on like evolving tech? Like the story about the G Suite stuff isn't too deep, and I'm not kind of focused on that. It's more about how things evolve in the tech industry and like how you keep people happy, if that makes sense.
Not just that, if you work in a tech company, you've probably seen the directional change towards software as a service. So when everything is now revolving around that, the subscription model is kind of becoming the norm. But like back to what you were saying, is part of evolving is also taking your customers with you. My issue here is, how did you have people in the legacy accounts for so long, knowing you'd one day cancel it? They should have had like a heads up, or just, I don't know, some sort of smooth transition.
No, they announced it like years ago.
Oh, they did?
Yeah, it's been like a work in progress for ages, and it's like, this is the, like, we're going to tell you at this point, this is when you have to stop. And a lot of people just like, because of the benefits they were getting it, they were basically getting it for free. They didn't want to pay for the subscription.
Right. Yeah, so they didn't want to.
Yeah. So it's not a case of, oh, we didn't give you advance warning. Like, they've had time. It's just they don't want to pay for it.
So what are we complaining about then?
No, we're not complaining about anything.
No,
those
them.
people.
I know.
Yeah. I think that's the complaining.
Obviously, like if you're getting something for free, and then now they're like, "Yo, it's $6 to $18 a month."
Well, hang on.
Or whatever.
The subscription itself, you can get a free version. The thing that they're complaining about is there's things that you now have to pay for they're currently getting for free, which it's moved on. Which it's like a version of an API, right? You have to make sure it's backwards compatible, or you tell every damn person that's using that with fair warning, this API is going to change. Yeah, like this is what's going to happen.
If they did that years ago, then again, like,
I don't think it was years ago, but it's been quite a long time. It's like at least a year or something. Like Google was very good at announcing that sort of stuff. Yeah. Like
but I have to, if it's recently during the pandemic year or the past two, then that could have slipped, some people's ears, and it's like, yeah, we're gonna do this, by the way, and it was like, yeah, sure you are, and they're like, yeah, we're gonna do this, by the way, and it's like, yeah, sure you are.
Yeah, but that's the like, user's fault. It's got nothing to do with Google.
Yeah, true.
If you're an idiot and don't read the emails that says important notes about your account, then that's all on you. I don't think Google should have given them that. I think they should have been like, nah, tough doo doo. In my opinion. Like,
now I'm thinking, did I have an account, a legacy account, because I can claim some stuff?
No, I think you would have known if you had a legacy account. They would have like that you would. No, I mean just like
another one that I haven't checked on or like opened or logged into.
Well, you got July the 1st, mate.
15 years. But yeah. Oh. But speaking of, it's Google Drive, Google Docs, Sheets and Slides, Google Forms, Google Sites, Google Calendar, Google Chat, Google Meet, Google Currents, Google Keep, and Google Vote.
What the
That's
hell is currents,
I don't know. I'm reading off a list.
bruh? I need apples, oranges, pears, and currants.
Google Currents lets team members engage and communicate at a deeper level
Nah,
with a
stop
stream
it.
feature post, comments, and communities based on common goals. I
No.
think this is basically the Google Plus.
Do you remember Google Plus?
No, yeah, no, this is literally. Yeah, this was like what they made after that, and it didn't work.
Do you remember when they went through that phase where they were like, everyone that wants to create a YouTube account, or you have to have a YouTube account integrated with a Google Plus account?
Yeah,
That was.
I remember that because I had to like, yeah, I had to. Well, we all had to edit like, because you couldn't change your picture on YouTube.
Yeah.
You had to go to your Google Plus account to change your image, and then that was.
I think that's probably one of the stupidest things I think I've ever seen Google do. But anyway,
Yeah.
I think the person that made that decision or who was head of product or whatever got fired at that point. But anyway, no comment.
Oh, I forgot Jamboard and Google Workspaces Marketplace as well.
Oh, the marketplace for the workspaces. Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Anyway,
That's also part of the G Suite. I think that's of today, not the original.
yeah, I guess so. Yeah, that is today. Sorry, yeah, I misunderstood what you said, but yeah, that is of today.
All right, it's 2022, Louis.
Yeah,
but we're still quick with it.
Yeah. Oh,
We're still quick with it. So this is a quick fire round. If you've been listening, we've had a couple of these already. Why did you?
Yes, if you've been listening, go on, tell him, Manny. Tell him as it is.
I'm just gonna skip past that. Yeah.
No, that's the
all right.
It has to stay.
If you've been listening, then you've already partook in our quick fire rounds. Partaken? I think it's partook. I'm right.
No, you've been a participant.
Nah, wait. Partook is a word.
Partook's not a word, surely. Quick fire. We ain't even fired around.
Partake. Verb, formal. Past tense. Partook.
Nah, is it
One,
really?
Eat or drink something. He partook of a well-earned drink.
Are you on like Urban Dictionary?
Thank you very much. No, this is Oxford Languages, mate.
Yo, that's gone off the rails.
Those words.
In the last 5 years, Oxford Dictionary's been adding like hipster words.
What's going on here? Before you start talking, I just,
No.
It's a small. I'm sorry.
I'm gonna start swearing in Italian. Let's keep it rolling.
It's a no apology. I see how it is.
No.
But anyway, if you partook in our previous quickfire rounds, you know how this goes. I'm gonna read some things out, and me and Louis are gonna quickly give you a synopsis or a feeling from my gut. We're not gonna deep it.
No, we're going to give our opinion. We're going to summarize it and then just give
right.
our opinion. There's just like headlines of like, yo, this is what we think.
All right. So National Cyber Deception. Wait, let me. Look at these words: deception, synopsism.
So symposium.
Symposium. What's a symposium, bro?
It's like a collection of people gathered together. It's like a conference.
Watch out. Man doesn't know partook's a word, but he knows what a symposium is.
Yeah, because I don't use partook.
And I don't use symposium.
Yeah, nor do I. I just know what it is.
Right, we'll agree to disagree. Anyway, National Cyber Deception Symposium's LinkedIn was hacked, and they posted phishing links.
That's banter. If like it's a collection of people coming together to talk about national cyber, like not being deceived, and their LinkedIn gets hacked.
All the links.
And the hackers post phishing links for all the people that's joining it, which you would hope that all these people that's going to their conference that got phished or was potentially phished, they'd realised it was phishing and said it, right? You would hope. You would really hope. But that's
and the event got cancelled like as it was starting as well.
Yeah.
They realised like we can't. we've been rickrolled here.
Lol.
But, yeah.
Anyway, that's. I mean, if it was because of bad security, that's just a message in itself. But if it was just because LinkedIn got hacked because there was like a flaw somewhere, then it's just. Yeah. Anyway, cool. Keep rolling.
But I mean, for irony's sake, it's pretty cool to to like think you're about to do something that helps, and then it also shows vulnerabilities within LinkedIn's platform. Do you know what I mean? Like it's kind of like a lesson. It might have just been, it might have been planned. Like they might have been like, hey, we're gonna do this thing, but let's now test. Let's test LinkedIn really, and this will be like this is the lesson.
Well, they didn't test LinkedIn. They tested all the people that clicked on the link in LinkedIn.
So LinkedIn wasn't okay. Ah,
Yeah,
but no,
so
no. So no, but that account was hacked, right?
yeah, apparently, but how do we
The
know?
Symposium's account, because people clicked on the link thinking it was the National Cyber Deception sending the links. So their LinkedIn was hacked.
Yeah, but hang on, wouldn't you want to say that you got hacked so everyone feels stupid that think that they're really good at like national cyber deception, so
But
they all
if
think they're
the
stupid?
no, but if the event starts at 9 p.m. and you get hacked at 8:59, you don't have a chance to put out a newsletter saying, "Hey guys, we've been hacked. Do not click any links we post."
No, no, it
Do you
got
know what I
hacked way
mean?
before the event.
How long before?
Like when they were sending the links out.
Ah.
Anyway, this isn't quick fire. We need to keep going. Keep rolling. We'll be here for 2 years.
All right. Better.com, the CEO was fired or fired 900 employees over Zoom.
Wow. What? There's a word that I want to say that I can't say for the sake of the classification of this podcast, but
It rhymes with Rick.
yes.
No, it literally is Rick. You just add a letter. On top.
Maybe he should go on a treasure hunt. But anyway, if I remember correctly, he was now like told by upper management to take time off and to think about what he's done. They basically put him in the corner and said, "You need to think about what you've done." And I agree with that because putting 900 people in the same call to tell them that they're
Wait,
now
it's in
fired.
the same call?
Yeah, everyone, they was all in the same call, and he was like, "Yeah, by the way, all you people that have joined, you're fired."
That's crazy.
Yeah, he should go treasure hunt, right? And make like a stick and do one, in my opinion.
All right.
Yeah, mad, right?
AWS, your favorite, your beloved,
Yeah.
had an outage in US East 1, which takes out some of the big names like Disney Plus, Netflix, Slack, and of course Amazon, all the good other regions. That's kind of the peak thing about having a platform where all the big companies are a part of or use. Because if you go down, you take down, well, Netflix
No.
and Disney
No.
Plus.
No. Sorry, that's not the problem. The problem is high availability and having proper architecture in place to cope with this. So even if one region goes down, all of your traffic, all of your users should be routed to a different region, which is still up, so you're still processing it. The end user might get a little bit more latency. Oh no, Netflix takes 5 more seconds to load, but they're none the wiser that there's a massive DDoS attack or the US East 1 region has a power failure and now it takes 5 seconds extra for your Netflix to load. Do you know what I mean?
So only the US East 1 area was affected.
Yeah, there was one availability zone, or there was one data center in an availability zone which took the availability zone out, which caused instability in the region. So it's not the fact that these companies were down; people noticed the impact because some of their stuff wasn't quite set up properly. And not for all of them. I can't speak for all the big companies. I don't know how their stuff works, but there's certain people connected to certain regions which.
Oh, so we're blaming, but it's a AWS outage, right? Not a Disney Plus, Netflix, or Slack outage.
So they're both at fault, in my opinion. Like AWS, well, you can't be at fault if, I don't know, some dude crashes into a power transformer and wipes out the power to a whole city, right?
Yeah, I get what you mean. They should have had a resilience.
But then
or
at the same,
something
yeah,
that
exactly.
helped. Yeah.
So at the same time, the company that's running their infrastructure on AWS
should have had a backup. Yeah.
But it's not that they didn't have a backup. I don't know the specifics of it because maybe users didn't really notice it. But people were just like, "Hey, look, Disney runs on AWS, so now Disney's down." It's like, no, you idiot. Do you know what I mean?
Gotcha.
But yeah.
Speaking of possible attacks or outages,
Lol.
Cyber attack on one of the biggest cheese manufacturers in USA is wreaking havoc on bagel shops and the like.
This is hilarious, but not hilarious at the same time.
I like bagels.
I like bagels.
There's a nice bagel place in Coventry called Bagel Brunch, so shout out to them.
Nice.
I'd hate it if they got hacked. That'd be kind of peak.
Well, the bagel shops didn't get hacked. The cheese manufacturer did.
Right.
So, because the cheese manufacturer got hacked, people weren't getting their cheese. So, because the people weren't getting the cheese, the bagel shops were like, "Yeah, we can make you a bagel just without cheese."
But wait, hang on.
They weren't getting their deliveries on time, right?
Oh, God. So, okay. Yeah, that makes sense. I was thinking, how does a cyber attack affect, orders, of course.
Yeah, if they basically reroute all the orders, so instead of it going from one state to another, it's now going across the state to New York. It's like, right?
Yeah.
What do I do
Or
now?
just down so they don't know where to send it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know to what extent they hacked them or what they did.
I hope they got their cheese back. and it's across.
Don't be too
I was
cheesy
gonna make
now.
a cheese joke, but I can't. Yeah, I can't think of anything.
That's
when
good
you
of
just
you.
said that. Anyway, speaking of malice, malicious NPM packages
Yeah.
were discovered by JFrog security team, which was stealing Discord tokens, giving the hackers control over the accounts and the servers they have privs on.
Yeah.
What's a priv?
Privileges.
Privileges.
Yeah,
You like to shorten words, man.
Yeah, why not? Why not shorten words? I would have thought you saw privs and got it, but anyway. Yeah, this is interesting. It comes after the Python packages PyPy. No, not PyPy. Is it PyPy? I can't remember. There was like some rogue Python packages that got left in there, and they've been there for a while, and they weren't quite malicious, or were they malicious? I can't remember. But long story short, yeah, kind of the same thing. It just kind of gives way to. There needs to be more stuff in place to stop this happening, because like anyone can go to like one of the central repositories like Maven Central, PyPy, npm for example, and just start putting down packages. You've got no clue. You would expect that they've been security scanned and whatnot, but before you know it, someone's got control of your Discord tokens. Hey, look, you're in control of a server that's got 200,000 people. You can just start spamming them. You can start being like, hey, look, guys, I need your passwords for Discord. Give it to me. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Goes downhill from there.
Jeff Bezos had a space trip that emitted a lifetime's worth of carbon pollution. What do you think of that, Louis?
He is also something that rhymes with Rick, and he should also take a treasure hunt. Us down in the bottom, we're the ones that get told day in, day out, we need to recycle more, take public transport, we need to do everything that we can to protect the planet. But Donnie's out there flying in his spaceship out to outer space and polluting the planet more than I ever would in my whole lifetime. Like, go figure, right? But
yeah,
the idea of it was just to see the outer space. Like, he didn't even technically go into space.
No.
Like, what was the value of that? Just to show how much money you've got, how big your balls are. Do you know, like, what? But
well, it's market. Yeah, there's reasons, but they're not valid. Marketing is one of them, but also showcasing that other companies can do things, as well as, because then there's no monopoly over who's doing what, especially for space exploration. Like, for the longest of times, we all knew about NASA, but now we've got like actual companies that sell you things or make cars that are also in space exploration, or Virgin, like they do stuff as well, right? Richard Branson and them. So it's the idea is good, but you can't then tell me to recycle my stuff every day when you send one ship up there and you've just like destroyed a segment of the ozone layer. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, like a whole town would have to like handle their recycling better to like
offset that.
Yeah, which is mad, right?
Yeah.
Anyway, screw that guy. Let's keep going.
Yeah, the FDA.
Yeah.
They approved some eye drops that could replace reading glasses.
What? Yo, that's kind of mad. I guess it's like it like causes like some sort of like a reaction in your eye that like makes it focus, I guess, or focus less. It depends if you're short or. Yeah, but what about when you forget your eye drops and now you can't see? You didn't bring your glasses with you. You're just blind.
That's the same as forgetting your glasses, right?
Yeah, but if you like, I wear my glasses all the time. I don't need to, but I do. My glasses are on my face. I'm not going to forget them because they're on my face.
Yes, but for somebody that just takes their glass, okay, yeah, I see what you're saying. But it's like contact lenses, right? If you haven't like cleaned them, you can't put them in your eyes because it'd be just irritative.
I know someone that did once, like an idiot, and they had to go to hospital. They basically had like an ulcer or something, or whatever it was. I can't remember. Yeah,
that's the least of your worries. You can get like parasites that grow, and then now you've got a parasite in your eye. Yeah, exactly.
Oh.
So you have to clean your contact lenses if you don't. So I don't see a difference between that and this. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, but that's pretty cool though. If you can just like squeeze that in your eyes, then you can see better.
Mad.
Some people don't like the way glasses look. I think they look cute, but you know.
Yeah, fair play.
Metaverse.
Uh-oh. There's a groping problem. Some woman got groped in Metaverse.
I can't. Nah, wait, hang on.
200%.
How do you get?
She was in VR, right? She was in a forest, like doing something. I don't know what it was. She was. If you read the article, she was doing something in like a forest, like just like walking around or something. her son and her husband were watching it on the TV at the same time while she was in the metaverse, and some dude just come up to her and just started groping her.
Just to clarify, I was laughing at Louis' colourful language and not the incident that took place that we've now, I think we've bleeped it out. So hope you enjoy that.
Right? And do you know how it responded? The people, metaverse, whatever, they responded, right? I'm so triggered at this. They responded with, "Oh, she should have used the safety feature," or there's something that the users have that can like create a bubble around them so people can't see them and people can't touch them. Like, how messed up do you have to be to respond with something that's happened maliciously that shouldn't have happened on your platform with it's the user's fault, they should have done this?
Well, this is the problem with tech.
Nah,
Listen,
cancel it.
You forget that the people that are in charge of tech are still human beings that respond the same way to real life things.
Yeah, and how they responded is
how you'd expect somebody that's insensitive to respond to a real life situation like that, right?
Yes,
exactly,
200%.
That
is one of the points. Like when we're going back to what we're not looking forward to for this year, this whole concept of oh yeah, you should have used the safety feature because you're trying out a new platform. Like, no, it should be enabled by default, right? Why do I have to make sure someone doesn't come near me by pressing a button? No one should come near me by default. No, is that not how you would expect it to go?
I don't know how environmental spaces work in the metaverse because you want people to be next to each other, right? To like talk.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. You can be near people, but by default, it shouldn't automatically communicate with you. They shouldn't be allowed to just come up to you and just like start touching you. Do you know what I mean? In my opinion,
but can we just preface with she wasn't actually touched?
No, it doesn't matter whether it's physically or not. Like that could have detrimental changes mentally for the rest of my life.
My next point is, well, no, the issue with this was like her family saw her get groped on TV while she was in the metaverse. So like, there's layers to it.
Yeah, it's not like
her kids. You know what I mean? Like her kids or something was watching, and then it was like, "What's that man doing?"
Yeah,
to mum. That's messed up.
Which like the fact that like it shouldn't have happened in the first place. The fact it happened is even worse than the fact like it like the whole thing is just bonkers in my opinion. Right? Like it should be by fact like it will lead on to our next point. Right? Again, it should be by default. It should just be that you can see people, but they can't communicate with you. Like, would you want to just jump into a universe, right? The metaverse, and people you literally can just spawn in there. And someone's shouting racial abuse at you. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it should be no one communicate with you unless you press the button. Unless you physically activate something. It shouldn't be, oh, everyone can talk to you by default. That's messed up. Yeah. Anyway, cool. my rant over. You got any more opinions on that?
No.
Did I speak for both of us?
No, I think I've said, yeah, it's bad.
Yeah. Cool. All right, we'll move on to the next one then.
Metaverse? No, wait. Insta. Well, same thing, right? I guess. Same company.
Yeah.
Actually, is it? It is.
Yeah.
Because Meta's now everything Facebook, right? So Insta, that means Insta's. Yeah, Insta's Metaverse, because if you go into the settings, it says owned by Meta. Yeah, it does. So same company. Oh, look at that. Same company has an issue.
Yeah, go on, privacy. Tell him.
Anyway, Instaboss says teens accounts when created are not defaulted to private.
Right.
So
this Donny.
Yeah, go on.
You sure? Yeah, this Donny, right, was put. It was at some hearing or something. I don't know the specifics. The boss of Insta goes and says out under law, under oath, and he goes, teen accounts, so teenagers who create accounts on their platform, right, is not set to default by private. It's not defaulted to private. So it's just like publicly facing.
So if you've had a child, or I guess teen means anything under the teenage years as well, right?
So I think you have to be 13 to sign up for an Insta account. Obviously, we know there's people younger than that, right? We know there's people younger than that do that, right?
Yeah. Gotcha.
It should be. I think it should be default again. That doesn't matter who you are, your account is set to private as soon as you create it.
Yeah.
Why would? you then need to actively make the decision to go and unprivate it. Do you know what I mean?
You think so?
Yes, I think so.
Well, for everyone or for teenagers?
For everyone, because that should be your choice and your decision. And it should be something that automatically happens. So it's not until someone goes, hey, look, I can't see your Insta. Like, oh, it's private. Oh, okay, let me make it public.
I'm with you. But this isn't your application. You chose to go onto it. You read the terms and conditions. It's their choice to have it.
But hang on. None of the terms and conditions say it defaults to public. That's what that's why he's under, like, that's why he had to say it. They said to him, they questioned him, it's like, look, you need to tell us under oath, does your terms and conditions say this? Do you say, hey, look, your profile will be created as public? None of that.
Did it say the other either?
No, didn't say any of that.
That's my point. Like, so the issue was, hey, this shouldn't happen. So make it a law, or make it like one of your terms and conditions that if as a teenager logs on or makes an account, it should be set to private.
But like my question is, why shouldn't it be that for everyone? Why should
they want to make money? So like if everyone's accounts is private, they can't share things together and they can't see things.
No, you can still share things. It's just people can't see your stuff. Exactly. Yeah, but
that's less viewings of things. Like to me, it makes sense why everyone's account would be public from the rip. It's a social. It's meant to be a social thing for everybody in the world, so it makes sense for everyone's account to be public automatically. But people that are under the age, or are more influential age, yes, it should be private because they might not know the implications of having a public account, and they might post things or see things that you don't want them at that age to be seeing or talking to certain people as well. There's that risk too. I guess we can go deep into it if you want, but we don't need to. But there are a lot of risks that come with having a public account if you are under the age of, say, 16.
Yeah, like that, right? Like what you just said, right? I think by default, if your account's set to private, it means people that try to message you who you don't follow or don't follow you, it's handled differently than people who are public. Like there's like the three different like categories in your messages. Like kids, like little kids and people that aren't of age shouldn't be on it in the first place. But you can't stop that. You can't. I don't think there's any way you can stop that, and it's like the parents control everything, which I won't get into that. It's a whole different story. But like, why not set it to default as private? Why are you trying to make money off little kids? Isn't that messed up?
That's the thing. Yeah, they want to make money off little kids.
That's how messed up it is. That's even worse.
Why? Yeah, you're right.
Why in your right mind would you think that? Yeah. And
anyway,
how much they make anyway? It's not like they're not making money from the people that are public and all these fake influencers and all sorts of other stuff, right? So it's not like you're doing a detriment to yourself to now set everyone's profile to private as they're creating it. Like, anyway,
quick, this isn't a quick fire, Louis.
Oh, it's a quick. It's a rant on a rant on a rant.
That was worth. Yeah, that was.
Anyway, cool.
Spa cyber attack shut down.
Bruh.
I know what Spa is. What's Spa?
The shops up north. It's like a.
I've been to.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Oh, they got a cyber attack, raw.
Yeah.
What's Spa? What's Spa got?
You want a box? You want a gate? 330 stores, if I remember correctly. And a good handful of them had to change to cash only. They didn't really say what happened, or maybe we haven't researched into it anymore. But it was only in like the northern parts of England that was affected.
Unreal Engine 5 Matrix. I haven't played it yet.
You don't have to play it. Just madness. We've seen the adverts.
I've seen. There's like a 30-minute. Well, first of all, there's like a little trailer. It's not little. It's very long. Then there's an interview between Keanu and Kerry Ann Moss. How did I forget? Love of my life. I've forgotten her name. Kerry Ann Moss. Yeah. So there's like a 2-part thing. There's the game, the little movie they made, and the interview between Keanu and Kerry, and it's a lot.
Yeah, I'm really.
It's also pretty cool.
Yeah, Unreal Engine is kind of mad. I'm not gonna lie.
It's out. It's free.
No, I know it is. I'm just saying it's mad.
Are you looking forward to what else?
Yeah, what more people are going to use it for? Yeah.
It's going to be unreal, man.
Stop it.
Activists say they hacked Belarus rail system to stop Russian military buildup.
Oh, I read into great detail about this one. Long story short, they said they've deployed what's the crypto ransom, whatever you call it, not crypto ransom, but like ransomware onto the Belarus rail system, with the only demands that the Belarus president stops letting Russia use their rail system to start and stockpile their weapons to invade Ukraine, which I completely agree with them. I feel like probably not to the extent to mess with everyone, but they haven't impacted. Like they were pretty careful about it. They made sure they didn't touch any like the emergency systems. They didn't touch any of the like signaling and stuff like that. They've just been messing with like the website for people buying tickets and some of their internal stuff. So okay, it's still a lot of a nuisance and whatnot, but I feel like, controversial opinion, it's what we usually hear in the news about how ransomware is really bad and they want 500 million and all this sort of stuff. It's kind of like a white hat sort of situation for this. Like, they're trying to help stop an invasion, which shouldn't be happening in the first place. Do you know what I mean?
And, hope it figures itself out.
It won't figure itself out.
Yeah.
I'm not getting... It's not a political podcast, so I ain't getting into the whole countries and stuff, so we'll
Who's
move on.
Donny? What's wrong with you?
Some random dude. I called him a Donny.
I wish I could... we need to start doing videos, Louis, man. Because people need to see the lists you make. And the words you put into them.
No, they don't.
It's just monkey wrenches every time I try to read something, man. Anyway, as Louis put it, Donny didn't check his cloud costs and ended up with an AK bill. Runs the Have I Been Pwned?
Pwned. Pwned.
Oh, that guy.
Yes, that guy.
Oh, I use that site.
Yo, you're meant to have read these before, This is your fault. You're in
I
QA.
thought these are the ones I did.
Yo,
that's why I didn't know you added all of them.
You're in QA and you didn't quality assure this before we went live.
Nah, you know what? Listen, I did not.
Yo, man.
All right, do you want to read this?
Right, I'll read it.
I know you've worded it.
The Donny that runs Have I Been Pwned didn't check his cloud costs, and he didn't have any like alerting and stuff in place. So when he checked his bill for the month, he realized he's paying $8,000
per month.
No, for that month he saw that it was AK for that month, which should, if I remember correctly, it was only like he should only have been paying on average like $570, but that month it cost him like $8K. Long story short, it was to do with people he hosts on Cloudflare via Cloudflare caching the ability to download like dictionaries worth of data from Have I Been Pwned and all that sort of stuff, and like passwords and blah 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 and all that stuff. And he didn't realize he met some sort of limit, so now he got charged extra for it, and he didn't have any alerting and stuff in place, so it just spiraled out of control when he had to pay $8,000. Anyway, so it's his own fault. That's a reminder to anyone that manages or runs cloud infrastructure.
Yeah,
have alerting in place. Like, check that stuff. Talking of closing, talking of making sure you don't pay ridiculous amounts of money, and talking about closing this episode. This has been episode 6. New year, new tech. You should definitely follow us on Twitter at Intech_lectual, and then also on Instagram at Intechlectual, all one word, no underscore. You can also help support us by subscribing to the Anchor link, anchor.fm/Intechlectual. Yeah, welcome to 2022, and we're looking forward to many episodes and for you to join us along the journey. Any final words, Manny?
Happy New Year. Stay safe. Stay vigilant. Keep reading up on tech. You know what? DM us on our socials. You know what they are now.
Nah, don't do that.
You want to know? I mean, like, if you suggestions
I'm gonna get a lot of hate.
Topics, you're not gonna get hate, Lou. I love you, man.
No, not you. I'm talking about other people. People aren't nice in the world,
That is true. You know what?
Yo, we've covered it with the metaverse, mate. What?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. So maybe be nice. Be nice to people. Don't. I was going to say a word that I'm not going to go.
Stay safe and be nice.
I'm not going to say that phrase. I shouldn't have to say that phrase. Human race should have enough decency to not do it. But yeah, stay safe. Follow us along the journey. If you've made it to the end of this, like, GG to you, man.
We'll see you next time.
Yeah.
We'll see you next time.
See you next time.
Thank you again.
Peace out.
Peace.